Welcome everyone, my name is Erica Reedy, and thank you all so much for joining me today. Our company's name is myonlinetaxaccountant.com. Our office is located in beautiful Canyon City, Colorado, but we are a virtual firm, so we work with clients remotely throughout Colorado. Just a few housekeeping items to go over before we jump in. You're all on mute, too many people on the webinar. This will change the way you look at accounting and decision making forever. Hang on to your hats. What I'm going to cover today. Quick intro of myself, then gut check. It's time to ask yourself some serious questions. We'll go over the problem facing today's business owners and the solution. And we will also go over the benefits to you and your business when you implement this system. I will show you our system and how you can implement today on your own. How you can save time, money, and emotional stress. Just a little about me. I am an Intuit Certified Pro Advisor, and I have my MBA. I strive to do my best in everything I do. I am a firm believer in taking care of my clients and ensuring they are happy and taking the necessary steps to grow their business. Other than work, my time is filled with these cuties. I have 3 children, Ariana 7, Joseph 6, and Angelina 2. I also watch my nieces frequently, and they are Jaden 5 and Sophia 2. My children and nieces and myself love playing outside in the pool or on the trampoline or doing scavenger hunts. We also love camping, motorcycle riding, arts and crafts. Enough about me, let's get started. Gut check time. I have some serious questions I want you to ask yourself and answer honestly. If you are currently working with an accounting firm, what do you like? And also, what do you dislike about their services? This is an important question to consider because you want an accountant to value you and your business. Next question. What aspect of your business keeps you up at night? Where will you be a year from now if you do nothing to your financial infrastructure and decision-making process? How could you benefit from saving time and money and removing stress from your day-to-day business operations? Is business growth and success important to you? Of course it is. I know it is, and that is why I'm delivering this webinar. The real problem. You haven't seen or felt the ease of keeping your business books clean and organized, and then using that data to make better decisions for your business. With a proven system, you can make better decisions, save time, save money, while sparing yourself the emotional stress of finances. Everyone is preaching. Accounting does not need to be complicated. Your accounting system does need to be implemented and maintained to get real results. Results are what I deliver, and you will learn the 5 key ways to get these same results today on this webinar. Typical results when you implement what I am teaching will come in the form of better decision making, saving time, saving money, and removing emotional stress over finances, books, and decision making. So before we get into the training, I just want to go over one thing. With your participation in this webinar, you will receive 2 PDFs. One is a checklist to ensure you are using best practice within QuickBooks, and the second PDF is a checklist if you feel you are outgrowing QuickBooks, reporting and analytics, and what you can do to combat that. So let's get into the training. Data-driven decision making. Simply put, using your business data to make decisions to encourage growth in your business. Many business owners, surprisingly enough, do not have this data available, and without this data, it is hard to weigh business decisions. And that takes us to step 1. To ensure your business is making the best decisions to promote growth and stability, your business needs to use all necessary data to drive the decision-making process. Understand your business and the data you want to track. Knowing your business and your business needs is so important. You need to know what taxes do you need to track. Are you using an invoice or a sales receipt for sales? Do you need to use class tracking? Do you do certain jobs for certain customers? Are you tracking customers individually, or are you not? Do you need to track your inventory? You need to make sure that you are compliant with GAAP reporting. Will you need a merchant account to accept credit cards? Are there any other third-party products you need to integrate with your QuickBooks, such as a POS system or employee time tracking software, etc.? Well, once you put all of this data together and you know exactly what your business needs, then you need to decide which QuickBooks product am I going to use. So QuickBooks offers online and desktop. The online has 4 different tiers of subscription, and then the desktop product offers 3 different desktops. All that information combined will give you a great head start to making better decisions for your business. Step 2. The data necessary to make decisions can easily be accumulated and organized in QuickBooks. The first hurdle is ensuring your QuickBooks company file is set up correctly and has the business requirements covered. Properly set up QuickBooks company file. Now, since we're dealing with 2 different products, so we have online and desktop, I'm going to show you the setup of the desktop version, since it is a little more complicated than the online, because the online's in a cloud, so it's just, make sure your internet is connected and you can get started. But for the desktop version, there's a few things you need to consider before you even download and install. You need to make sure your system requirements are met and you test your network. I recommend having a network administrator and a financial professional at your call if anything comes up. You need to understand your options for your network. Do you have an office with 3 people and you need them all to be able to access your file? Or is it just you that needs to access your file? You need to make sure you check your firewall, close any running programs and antivirus software, and then you are ready to download and install. Make sure that you give it the time it needs to do the installation process. It does take a little bit of time. And then at the end, it will ask you to register your QuickBooks. That is simple. You just put in the information you put in to buy it online, and it will bring you to a screen that looks like this. The only difference is there won't be any businesses in here since you do not have yet a company file. So from here, what you want to do is create a new company. QuickBooks Desktop offers 2 different ways to start, Express or Detailed. Either way, you're going to be able to get your business file. For this presentation, I'm going to use Express Start. So first, the business name. That's simple enough. Now, the next 2 items, which are industry and business type, are very important. QuickBooks will actually use these 2 items to create your chart of accounts. Your chart of accounts is your books foundation. So make sure you answer these as correctly as possible. So if you click Help Me Choose, you can see it offers a list of different industries. Choose yours, press OK. And then your business type. Sole proprietor, partnership, S Corp, C Corp. Make sure you have your correct business type. Put in the EIN, an address. And then, of course, your phone number. Then create your company. So what QuickBooks is doing now is taking the information you just gave it and creating a foundation for your business books, which is called the Chart of Accounts. This is based on the information you provided as your industry and your type of business. QuickBooks uses an industry standard chart of accounts that agrees with GAAP reporting and gives you a head start on creating amazing analytics. This process takes about 1 to 2 minutes usually, but it is very important. If you decide to go with QuickBooks Online, the information needed to start a company file is the same, and it will create an industry standard chart of accounts, just as Desktop is doing now. So let's give it a second to finish creating this file, and then we'll go over a few things. Okay, so right away it's going to bring up this get all the details into QuickBooks. You can start from here. You can add the people you do business with, the products or services you sell, and your bank accounts. You can do all of that from here if you want. For this presentation, I'm going to start working. Now I am very picky about my view, so I'm going to change that real quick. Okay, so now, what did QuickBooks do when it created my company file? I'm going to show you that now. First, under Company, My Company, you'll see that all the information we put in is in here. Now, if you need to add information, change information, you just click this pencil button here, and you can add all the information that you need, or take it away, or change it. That is where you do it. The second thing that QuickBooks did, creating the company file, is under Lists and Chart of Accounts. So you see here that there's already a chart of accounts created. You have your assets, your liabilities, your equity, income, cost of goods sold, and all your expenses. Now, this list you can easily edit. You can add to, delete, all of that. Down here at the bottom, under Account, you can see you have New. Or if you click on one, you can edit, or you can delete. So all of this you want to be particular to your business. So next, I want to show you another important aspect to look at before you get too far into QuickBooks, and that's under Edit and then Preferences. Now, QuickBooks offers a lot of preferences, so you can make sure QuickBooks is doing everything you want it to do. Just a few things that I'm going to look at just to show you is, do you need to use account numbers on your chart of accounts? Are you better with numbers rather than words? That's under the accounting preference. Also, do you need to use class tracking? For example, do you have one business but in 2 different locations and you want to compare the profit and loss for each location? Or if you have one business but you have 2 different aspects of it, such as you sell furniture and then you have a delivery service of the furniture. You can track those numbers separately in QuickBooks by using class tracking. Also, do you charge sales tax? Do you need to go through the whole process of setting up your sales tax items and groups? Okay, So the preferences are very important. I recommend going through each. There's 2 tabs. There's My Preferences and then there's Company Preferences. Make sure you check out both on each. And next, we're just going to look at the home screen. So you have vendors, so people you're doing business with. You can click on this icon up here to get directly to your vendor list. Then you have your customers, which is the same as vendors. You can click this blue icon here to get directly to your customer center. And you have employees. Now, if you notice, this says turn on payroll. So you buy the desktop version of QuickBooks, there's no payroll associated with that. You have to buy payroll, which is an additional $300 per year. Now, if you are my client and using the desktop version, I give out my payroll keys for free, so you would not be charged that $300 per year. If you're using online, I do not have the option to give out payroll free yet, so it would just be a monthly subscription along with the QuickBooks company file. So I wish that I could go through every aspect of creating your company from bottom to top, but that would take way too much time, and I would lose all of you anyways in the process. There's just so much involved with this. So I'm just going to go over a few more things that you need to look at when you create your company file. You need to create your beginning balances. If you're not starting a business right now, if you've already had the business going, you're going to have beginning balances. You're going to already have accumulated assets. You might have a few liabilities. You already have your bank accounts that have been going for a while. All of those need the beginning balances recorded, so QuickBooks has all the necessary information for your business analytics. Like I spoke a little before, you need to make sure that you're setting up your sales tax if that is something that you charge in your business. You need to create your items, so your inventory or your services or even your non-inventory items. You need your price list and your taxable status. So all of that needs to be created. Also, you need to set up employees and your payroll items. How do you pay your employees? When do you pay your employees? All of that information. Now, like I said, if you're not starting a business, right when you set up QuickBooks, you need to understand that if you started today and your business has been going since January of this year, all the payroll data that you have done outside of QuickBooks needs to be recreated in QuickBooks for one simple reason. You're going to have to give your employees W-2s at the end of the year. QuickBooks needs to understand what you've already paid everyone, what payroll liabilities you've already paid. And this is done through something called after-the-fact payroll in QuickBooks. You also need to set up your e-pay for your liabilities. So if you go to pay your federal 941, it's as simple as 2 clicks in QuickBooks once you set up your e-pay accounts. You need to understand if you need a fixed asset manager list. Are you a construction company that has a lot of assets? Then the fixed asset manager is something that you would want to keep track of them. You need to make sure you set up your bank feeds so QuickBooks and your bank can talk and they connect the servers, so when you do a transaction in your bank, you can pull that into QuickBooks and it'll all nicely be in one location where you can manage, change, edit the transactions to go into your books properly. Now, with all that said, there is a lot that goes into creating this company file. So what I'm going to do now is go back to the PowerPoint and we'll move on to step 3. Once QuickBooks is set up correctly and maintained, the business analytics are amazing and allow a business to understand every number it produces. There are many business decisions that need to be made, and these decisions require different data sets to make the most educated decisions. Manage and maintain your books in QuickBooks to create awesome business analytics. QuickBooks, if maintained properly, can give you the data you need for those important decisions. Alright everyone, I'm now going to introduce David Wayne, who will be finishing this training. Thank you all so much for your time, and I look forward to our future interactions.
Hello, thank you for taking the time to attend the webinar. My name is David Wayne. I have a master's in taxation and certified by Intuit with the QuickBooks product line. I founded the firm in Silicon Valley back in 1974. 10 years ago, we moved to Colorado Springs area and converted to a digital virtual platform, and hence the name myonlinetaxaccountant.com. You own a business and you use QuickBooks as your accounting system. Perfect. The purpose of this webinar is to inform business owners like yourself of the incredible power of data-driven decision making. As Erica presented, your QuickBooks company file should be set up correctly and then properly maintained before any data can be reliable. It is very important to confirm that your processes adhere to the standard QuickBooks best practices. Since many professionals might tell you they know QuickBooks, it is best to use our best practices checklist provided at the end of the webinar to review possible problems with your file setup. Now, I want to dive into the webinar demonstrating the power of data-driven decision making. So, step 4 has to do with actually utilizing all the efforts that Erica alluded to with setting up your company file. Now you have the benefit of dealing with your different types of analytics. So the first one I want to show you is what's referred to as decisive analytics, which is charts and graphs. Everybody understands charts and graphs. So let me move to the QuickBooks product itself and show you. This is the desktop product, the Insights page, which is a tab right next to the home page. It has several different graphs and charts you can deal with, and your profit and loss, for example, here allows you to see the trends of your income, your expenses, and your net income. And by hovering over here, any one of these bars, you can see a dollar amount associated with it, which, when you double click on it, you can drill down on these numbers. Gives you a list then of the actual source documents, in this case invoices, that made up that number. So if there's ever a question when you're reviewing your analytics, you can just double click. Very powerful. So there's several types of charts and graphs, and by scrolling through you can find the ones that best serve what you're looking for. So charts and graphs, very powerful. The next analytics I want to show you is what's referred to as the company snapshot, which is the icon up here on the icon bar called snapshots. I like this one. It allows me to see this year's month compared to last year's month in a graphic form. If you have a seasonal business, this could be very, very beneficial if you're dealing with a retail business that has a high volume during Christmas time. You could see month over month, or if you want to change it, you can see week over week. This can be very powerful. The next box here allows you to see who owes you money, and you can move these around as you see fit. I like the list of accounts to see what they are, and you can change these as you see by moving them around, adding others to it. It doesn't matter. Just whatever you're looking for. There's several different charts and reports here listed on the company snapshot. So let's move back. Now, separate from those analytics, you can deal with what's referred to as predictive analytics, which of course sounds like your future forecasts. So let's say you're interested in buying equipment or anything in your business and you want to see what the numbers look like. QuickBooks can allow you to do that. If you're on a budget, QuickBooks allows you to do that too. You can set up your budget here and actually have QuickBooks track your current data against your given budget. These reports are highly beneficial. Here's your future forecast. It's taking your already predetermined chart of accounts and allowing you fields to enter as you see fit whatever you're trying to forecast. This is really powerful analytics in QuickBooks. So you have your forecasting. The online product, of course, has the same thing, just a little different display. Those are analytics. What you also have available to you in QuickBooks is a tremendous amount of different reports. These reports allow you to go with the company and financial. There's a long list, profit and loss, everybody knows what that is. Reports having to do with customers and receivables and so forth. Now, there's nothing unusual about coming up with a profit and loss, but what is powerful is the ability to take this data, and a lot of people don't understand this aspect of QuickBooks, but in the recent years, Intuit has actually added the ability with just a click to export this data to Excel, which allows you to do quite a few things. So by exporting a profit and loss to Excel, you can look at, for example, a gross profit margin and the trend lines associated with that, simply by taking that data and graphing out that one particular gross profit line. And you can do that with any aspect that you've exported. So if you're interested in the trend line associated with your payroll expense or advertising or whatever, you can do that in Excel with just a couple clicks. This is an aspect that a lot of people don't use, and it's very powerful. One issue I have a client that deals with is having to do with a balance sheet issue. So they have, as a construction company, a need to get bonding on certain jobs that they do, and the bonding company has requirements that they maintain a certain level of what's referred to as working capital. So my client likes to understand what that working capital number is, which when you trend it out, you can understand where you're currently going and where you've been. And if the bonding company says, let's see, you need about $200,000 or more of working capital in order to get a bond for a job up to whatever, $1 or $2 million. So when my client's trending this, he can see that he doesn't want to go out and put a big liability on the books, which will bring this line below the $200,000. So trending out fairly complex ideas in Excel is very easy to do. Let's talk about what happens when you have a complex configuration. For example, you might have different businesses using QuickBooks, or dozens of locations of the same business all using a separate QuickBooks file. What can you do when you want to produce combined analytics instead of using Excel to combine different sets of data, which is a very inefficient process? You might consider moving to an expensive and complex ERP system thinking you have no alternatives left. When the basic QuickBooks dashboard won't support you, third-party solutions can bring a completely customizable QuickBooks Analytics and QuickBooks Business Intelligence solution. Available at the end of the webinar, we have a separate PDF, QuickBooks Analytics and Consolidation on the Edge. I've given you some ideas about how the high quality data, and you can actually get into the subsets of that data, real-time data. This is all really beneficial. Double clicking allows you to drill down on the numbers. This is all going to save you time. Obviously, it's going to save you money because you're going to have a better idea about your numbers. You can eliminate a lot of emotional stress. Easily exporting data in Excel allows you to manage and even create your own analytics. Very powerful. Some of the benefits of having a great set of books using your analytics is obviously better decision making. Financial statements easily accessible and ready for loan applications, refinances, banking issues, like I mentioned before, bonding issues, government intervention. A lot of companies are regulated for whatever reason. When it comes time to do tax season, my gosh, a great set of books makes that seamless with your accountant. You also can catch costly mistakes by looking at your analytics on certain areas of your business. And what a lot of people don't realize is when you have invested all of this time and effort into your finances and your QuickBooks, that you actually now can prove your success. For example, if you're selling your business, you have the benefit now of assuring that prospective buyer of what the real value is, as opposed to somebody that does not have a good set of books. So the keys to success with QuickBooks: understand the data you want to track, properly set up QuickBooks and integrate any third-party applications, then maintain the data day to day so that it's accurate, and then you can benefit from basing your decisions on actual data, and hence data-driven decision making.
Hello everyone, it is Erica again. We're just going to go over a few more things and then we will end this webinar. My online tax accountant's goal is to help transform the way you make decisions. Making decisions does not have to be so hard. You can have all the necessary data available without going crazy, and the dream of running a successful business is not a wild goose chase. We're now making you the beneficiary of this proven program. Our mission at myonlinetaxaccounting.com is to earn the respect, confidence, and loyalty of our clients by providing services of the highest value so that we both prosper from the association. Our philosophy is, while offering a complete line of accounting and tax services, we prefer to work with clients and staff who choose to expand their accounting skill set as much as possible. As Intuit certified QuickBooks experts, we empower our clients to transform their business using data-driven decision making. So think about your mission right now. What's your vision and what's your purpose? What if you never had to worry about your business numbers? How would you feel? How would it affect your life? These are all important questions to answer. So after what I just showed you, can you see how a proven system could support your vision? If so, my goal today is to offer you 2 ways to implement this strategy. They work, plain and simple. 1. You can learn this yourself through our QuickBooks Academy. The Academy allows you to learn QuickBooks, desktop or online, at your own pace. Each lesson includes a presentation with demonstrations in QuickBooks, student handouts, review questions and answers, and more. Just click on the link at the end of the webinar to sign up for the QuickBooks Academy. 2. You can have us implement this system into your business, and if you would like, handle all your accounting needs. The best way to see if we are a perfect fit for you is to roll up your sleeves, get on the phone, and just walk you through it to see how it would work for you. There are a few conditions that you need to be aware of. First, over the next 30 days, we are only working with a small handful of clients. I've got a decent sized team, but since we work one-on-one in a live setting, we have to cap it off. Second, we only work with people who we think will see results. You must have what it takes. So, we have a simple application process to find out if you're the right person for our training, and you need to be teachable, have what it takes to be successful, and actually execute to get real results. We want you to be our next major case study and wildly profitable success story. So, here's the deal. First, under this presentation, you need to scroll down and click on the Book a Session with David Wayne or Erica Reedy button below. When you click on Book a Session, it will open a simple calendar that will allow you to grab a time on our personal calendars. There will also be a few questions to answer about your business, so we can get a good feel before we hop on our free call together. After you book a time out, we will give you a call on your scheduled time to see if we are a good fit to work together. When we do that, one of 2 things will happen. Scenario number 1, this is most likely to occur. You'll say, wow, this is amazing. I want to take it to the next level. And then we talk about what to do next. Scenario number 2, which is unlikely to happen. You'll say, this just isn't what I thought it would be, and I was hoping for something else. In the unlikely event that scenario number 2 occurs, you'll still have access to 2 great checklists. The 2 checklists included in this webinar are a resource for you to use to understand your QuickBooks setup, and there's no strings attached. That's how confident we are about what we have to teach, and we can show you on our call. So, here's what you're going to do next. Press the button below this presentation, grab a time on my calendar, and once we receive your info, we'll send you a quick email reminder of the time you booked for our call, and we'll call you on that day and time. Some important notices: this offer expires this week. You need to be available for your strategy session when you request it. If you're not, then you'll forfeit your spot to work with me, which also means that will be pushing back your success that much longer. And notice 3. This webinar training is getting viewed by hundreds of people over the next few weeks, and the strategy sessions are only on a first come, first served basis. With that said, you and I both know our available time slots will be reserved fast, so you need to grab a time with me right now. Thank you so much for your time and booking out a time on my calendar. I know you're going to love this, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.